Good morning, traders. Hello, everybody at the Bear Bull chat room. Hello, everyone out in YouTube. And hello, Megan. How are
Good
you
morning,
this morning?
sunshines. How are we today?
Well, we're good. I mean, as I said to you a minute ago, it really does look like you're coming to us from the deep, dark woods. So it is like 4:30 in the morning, 5:30, I guess, right?
It
In
is
the morning.
5:30.
So,
Yeah, I mean I've been up since 3
yeah.
something, but it is 5:30 in the
Oh,
morning here, so it is still pitch black outside. But there isn't a damn
my
thing I
God.
wouldn't do for this community and for Carlos and to join this beautiful bald man on a Wednesday morning.
Well, how fantastic is that? Well, welcome. We're so happy to have you. Now, I mean, because you're here for Carlos, you're sitting in Carlos's seat. So I guess take it away, Megan. Take the show away.
Oh, we're doing it like that. Okay.
I'm just putting you on the spot.
I mean, I could, but I'm very used to being the passenger or the backseat driver. So you take it away and
I
drive this vehicle, and I'm just here to participate and keep you company.
know. All right. So yeah, that maybe leads to my first dad joke of the morning. There was two goldfish in a tank, and one goldfish turns to the other one and says, "How do you drive this thing?" Get it? Oh, but I'm
Oh yeah, okay. That took me a minute. It's 5:30. I got it. It's a tank.
different tank. You told me I needed to do dad jokes for you this morning, so I'll do my best to fit
Yeah,
them
it
in.
was
So.
it was the only reason I was gonna join you. So you gotta
Okay.
hit me with
All
those.
right.
So
Well,
that was a
I
warm
need to
up.
meet
Okay,
my
that was a warm up.
There you go. I need to meet my contract commitments here. So, okay, guys, we do have a lot of economic data that came out this morning. So, why don't I get us started on that? If we can flip to the economic data chart there, Brent, we'll get this show going because it is amazing how much stuff is coming out this morning. You can tell it's not a regular week just by the economic calendar. It looks like all the stuff that was supposed to come out at 10, they've forward dated it, anyways, moved it to 8:30 in the morning because normally, like, some of this stuff comes out at 10 o'clock. And I said it's all happening right now. So let's go through it. Jobless claims are out, both initial and continuing jobless claims. Those numbers are out, and it looks like they are pretty much right on target. Continuing jobless claims I see here came out at basically 1.907 million versus the 1.9 1 million. So there you go. I mean, like, within a few thousand jobs, right on target there. And the initial jobless claims number came out at 213,000 versus the 215. So I don't expect to see much market reaction for that. PCE, this is your personal expenditures in the US. Core PCE expected to be up by about 0.3%. And there's like so much data here, man. I got to find where it is. Core PCE prices came out, and it is... I don't see that one. It's got to be here somewhere. Core PCE prices... okay, 0.3%. All right, so there you go, right on target. Oof, my God, guys, like, it's just because they got like core and then year over year and month over month, and I got to figure out which one is which. All right, so there you go. Personal income and spending also came out just a few minutes ago. Looks like those are actually, I don't have the numbers for those yet. So there was some confusion, by the way, as to whether those were 10 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. I had two services that said 8:30, one that said 10. Maybe the 10 was right because I don't see that number. 9:45 this morning, we will have the Chicago PMI number that's going to come out. Not usually a big market mover, but on a day like today, when you get lowered market volumes, which is, by the way, what I expect us to have, you just never know, right? Like the market could move on these things. The other one that I didn't even have room to put on here was the GDP. The GDP came out pretty much right on target. I was expected to see a 2.8% growth, and that's exactly what was achieved. That's the Q3 number, by the way, for the US gross domestic product. So right out there on target. So while there was a lot of data, not really much of it was a surprise. So pretty much all on target. What's more important is, frankly, how everybody's Thanksgiving cooking is going. And have you started prep? Actually, Megan, have you started? Are you doing like a big Thanksgiving-y thing? You prepping anything?
You know, last year I did a huge Thanksgiving, and this year, because we're leaving for Colombia in a few days, I decided, no, my family was supposed to come, and then they were like, well, you're going to leave for Colombia, so we're not coming, because when they come, they want to stay for like a month. It's never like I want to be there for a couple days. So it was a good way to not have my parents here for a month. So thanks for this Colombia trip. I'm just kidding. I love my parents. No, I'm keeping it small. Just gonna make a pie and some mashed potatoes and gravy, and do a little not tofurkey, but like another product, but it is vegan. I am your resident vegan, of course. But yeah, I'm keeping it small, keeping it light.
Have you ever like cooked tofu in the shape of a turkey? Like, you've never done that, right? Please tell me no.
No, I've never done that. No, I have
All
not.
right. See, because
Sorry to
I
disappoint.
don't. No, that I think that's good, because I think there's nothing worse than when you take, like what could be delicious vegetarian food and then try and make it be, meat.
Mm,
Like just,
mm.
just let it be what it is, man. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Anyways, that's my opinion.
Have you started cooking yet, Peter?
Have I started cooking yet? Well, I mean, I cook occasionally, but I try and limit. I find cooking very stressful. I can't.
Mm.
It's completely stressing me out. My wife will come into the kitchen, and she's like the casual cook, and she's like, "Hey, can I help you with anything?" I'm like, "Just go away. I've got to get this done, or something will burn," and I can't handle it.
So what's your job on Thanksgiving then? Are you the dish boy?
Well, see, we don't like. I don't have Thanksgiving, so
Oh
well,
yeah,
we
you're
have Canadian
Canadian.
Thanksgiving,
Never
and that was a
mind.
month ago.
That's right.
So
That's right. Never mind. You don't have it.
yeah. What Thanksgiving in Canada is what we call Thursday. So, it's
Okay.
it
Got
just
it.
is what it is. Anyways, all right. Actually, I'm using the day to run all sorts of errands getting ready for Colombia. I've got a whole list on my phone of things I need to do. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy the day off. But that means that today is our last trading day before the Thanksgiving holiday. So like I was alluding to a minute ago, everybody out there, if you're looking to trade today, just know that the open will probably be the open, right? We're going to get open volumes. You should be able to see the same type of price action. I mean, yesterday we did notice, though, that it was a little choppy, right? It wasn't a great open. We might get that today. But what I do expect is volumes to drop off pretty quickly, and the afternoon volume will be lower than anticipated, which means we just may get a lot of sideways action, not a lot of exciting price movement this afternoon. Now, I could be wrong, right? Lowered volumes can occasionally also lead to these outsized moves, right? Because you don't have a lot of the big volumes to sort of keep things stable. So if somebody really decides they want to move a Tesla or Nvidia or MSTR or one of these crazy things that have been moving, it could go like gangbusters, but don't count on it, right? I would expect it to be quiet and slow. So don't be forcing trades today. That'll be my advice to you repeatedly
Yeah,
here
today's
this
not the
morning.
week for that. Today's really not the week for that. If something isn't working for you today, just honestly stop. Like I cannot tell you how many times on holiday weeks I have tried to force something where, Tesla and Nvidia will move really far on normal days. This week can get a little bit tricky. So make sure that you're finding things that are in play, which we're going to do this morning. We're going to find something today. But make sure you're finding something in play. And if it's just not moving, just go bake a pie, or like Peter, go start your errands early or something like that. So definitely don't force trades today. Really important.
There you go. Perfect advice. All right, with that, let's take a look at the gappers list. We do have a few things that are moving here this morning. We'll see what's in play. As you can see, we got a lot on the gap up, not quite as much gapping down this morning, unlike yesterday where we saw a lot of red on the screen. Today I'm seeing a lot of green. So we'll see if that continues. I mean, it can all change at the open. Not a lot of earnings, though. It was pretty quiet, although we did have CrowdStrike that had earnings after the close yesterday. And I was really happy with that. I was very bearish on that, and I traded it short, and it worked out very well for me. So we did that live in the chat room with a bunch of our members. So that was fun after the close yesterday. We'll talk about CrowdStrike in a little bit because it's on the downer list, I think, rather than actually. Is it still there? Yeah, it's definitely there.
No.
All right, let's start with the gap up list.
It's not.
It's
not there. It's not there.
It's not because well, it hasn't gapped down enough. It actually managed to recover a little bit. So, but it's red. So we'll talk about it with the red stuff. All right, let's start with the gap up. That is at the top of our list is QMCO. Back again, quantum. We know that there's been a couple of quantum stocks out there that have been trading pretty active this last week. There's Quantum Corp, and what was the other one? It was like Quantum. Anyways, there was another quantum. Anyway,
QUBT, I think it was.
Oh yeah, that's
Is that the one? Yeah, because that's on the list this morning too.
Okay. Quantum Computing Inc. That's right. There you go. So they're both here. All right, let's start with QMCO. Megan, do you see anything new, or is this just a continuation of the price action we sort of had going on for the last few days?
Yeah, I don't see anything like outstanding that's new. I think it's just a continuation. I think most of the quantum stocks, this is just continuation news. So nothing new to report on this one, unless somebody sees something new on it. But no, they're just in play.
Yeah, and while not, I mean, this is a low float stock. We're only talking about 1 million shares in the float, which means it can move a little dramatically. And we're seeing that this morning, right? It's up 33% almost, and certainly the price action demonstrates that it can get some crazy price action. So if you like it, by all means. I haven't really traded it this week, so I can't tell you what it traded like. Anybody out there actively traded? If so, let us know how you found it. Is it worth people's time? But yeah, we'll maybe put it on a secondary list for now, and we'll see if it's something that makes the cut. Here's one that I seen for quite a long time. Kodak, KODK. What they were like? Oh my God, they were like one of the first meme stocks when they just said they were going into crypto. We're going into crypto back when it like first came out, and we're like, it's Kodak. What are you doing? Anyway,
yeah, that was back in during the GME BBBY craze that was happening. What I'm seeing this morning is it looks like they got rid of the employee pension. So I guess that's good news for their capital in their company, but not so great for employees.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I'm really seeing. I think they're supposed to have earnings. I don't know if it's already happened.
Yeah, no, Kodak is a weird one. They traded well for a hot minute, and then we all forgot about them and moved on with our lives. I don't know what to expect of this. We got 1.3 million shares traded this morning. I have to admit, I mean, it doesn't look all that great in the early trading. It is a NYSE stock, which means that, again, price action usually is not quite as good as a NASDAQ stock in the early hours in the pre-market, but it's sort of weird that it's on our list. So that's a rarity. I don't even know what to do with that. I feel like for nostalgia reasons, I might just put it on a secondary and see what's happening, but probably not going to be one you can get good trades out of, as people are posting pictures of old Kodak film. I love it. All right. Well, why don't we move on? We got to find something good here. What else we got on the list? UMAC, a company called Unusual Machines. Do like the company name. Unusual Machines this morning. This is another low float, 3.5 million shares. And guys, by the way, don't be surprised by this, right? Like Meg and I were telling you a minute ago, This is the type of day where you don't want to be forcing things. And when you don't get a lot of the bigger volumes, we're going to see low floats, right? Pop on up on our list, because that's really the only thing that's trading. If I just take a moment here and I go to some of the core things that we typically look at, right? Like normally, what would you expect out of Nvidia? About it's trading 4 million shares, so it's got the volume this morning. But an Apple is only down at 300,000 shares. Tesla this morning, trading lower at 700,000 shares when normally it would have a million by now. So, expect, like we said, slightly lower volumes, which means that some of these low floats are going to be popping up, get a little more prominence than they normally would. So, all right. So back to unusual machines, 1.5 million shares. Megan, any news on this?
No, I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, I see. Interesting news bit on it. Apparently, Donald Trump Jr. has joined Unusual Machines as an advisor.
Oh, well, that will do it. Also, someone in the chat room, to go back for a second, or someone on YouTube, sorry, I do not know how to say your name. I see that was saying that Kodak was a Trump stock too, that he pumped it in his during his last presidency. So maybe both of these are Trump things.
It could be. I mean, just reading. So, Unusual Machines seems to be a U.S.-based drone and drone components manufacturer. If you guys remember, yesterday we were talking about drones. Actually, all week we've been talking about it, because there was comments made by Elon that manned military planes is ridiculous and everything should be a drone, which gave a rise to a lot of the drone stocks. I did not see this one move up yesterday, but now with Donald Trump Jr. moving onto a drone-based company, interesting. Also, right? I mean, it's one of those. If moves funding into drones, that favor companies, and you would think one with a Donald Trump Jr. on the board might get some extra favored treatment. So I can understand why the stock might be moving this morning. This might, for that reason, be interesting to watch. It looks okay, but not wonderful. This probably can move like crazy, right? Like we've got, what's the 3.5 million share float? Probably want to see if anything is going to happen with UMAC this morning. All right, what else have I got on my gap list here? IREN, IREN, Iris Energy.
Yeah, they had earnings.
Okay.
Looks
and
like
presumably they were good?
I'm getting mixed, so I read it as a miss this morning. But
oops.
Yeah, I'm seeing it as a miss.
Well, I don't like the look of their price action this morning anyways, so you know what? We could probably move on from them. The other one that you did mention was the other quantum computing, this time QUBT, which is also jumping up here. And it looks like that news was from a few days ago, where this quantum computing was partnering with Amazon. Megan, I'm not seeing anything new. You got anything there?
No, I'm not seeing anything new on it either.
It's just a momentum thing. All right, fair enough. Okay, guys, we're going to keep moving here because we do have a whole bunch of these little ones sitting on our gap list. MSTR, I mentioned earlier, because MSTR, it's been a crazy stock. I mean, just look at the daily here. We were talking about this yesterday, where let's quickly just take a look at yesterday's price action. It was so like active. Like this thing was dropping heavy, and we have to keep, this is like a $60 move top to bottom. But even in the afternoon, right, when it sort of hit the low of day and bounced, we were talking about how this is like a $20 bounce here. Like this thing was moving. These are $1 or $2 candles, right? So while it looks sort of like a normal stock, I was saying this traded the way Tesla felt to me when it first hit $1,000, right? Where they were like, the spread was $1 or $2. The candles were moving like $2 to $3 or $4. Yeah, there's opportunity on it as long as you know how to manage that risk.
Yeah, the spread on MSTR is pretty wild. I will say, if you're using fixed risk hotkeys, which a lot of the community members use, typically you're gonna have an easier time because you're put in with a fixed amount of risk. But if you are a tier trader, these types of stocks are really something to be cautious with. If you're used to going in with a certain amount of size, I always recommend sizing down. I am personally a tier trader. So when I'm going into even something like a coin with a spread that fluctuates around 50 cents, I'm usually going in with like one of my smaller tier sizes. And I think that's really important to just pay attention to. To make sure that when you're getting into these these wilder stocks that have really large candles like that, just pay attention to the spread and make sure you size down a little bit if you're tier trading. But I
Wise
have not
words.
traded MSTR. We have a strategy that we talk about in the community with Jared. It's something about when I go on vacation. We have a strategy called Megon puts, like MEGONE, and something always crashes the day that I leave. And MSTR dropped like that day that it had that huge drop. I was out of town, and Jared traded it. And every time I leave, I just make him a little bit more of a millionaire. It's good strategy.
Do your public duty there, eh? All right.
Yeah.
Well, we got some fun stuff here on the list, guys. I'm not going to be able to hit everything on it. I'm seeing some that isn't as fun, but interesting. We do have some of the stocks that have memed over the last little while jumping up here. Like I see Mara on the list. It's up 3% with 2 million shares traded so far this morning. I don't see any news on it really, Megan, unless you've got something, but it just seems to be, Bitcoin
Yeah, I
is
think it's just
of interest.
just Bitcoin stuff.
Mhm. You mentioned GME in passing when we were talking about Kodak. Oddly, it's on the list. Haven't seen it on the list in a while. I don't really see any news on it though. I mean, other than they announced a date for their financials that they'll be releasing on December 10th. But other than that,
Hmm.
I don't have anything there. SMCI, another one of our sort of crazy stocks, right? That has been moving a lot. I mean, it hasn't moved as much as MSTR has, of course, but in the last little bit. But it's still been in play. If we look at a daily chart here, you can sort of see how it's recovered after the lows now that they've announced an auditor and are producing their financial statements, or have committed to produce them anyways. Decent price action yesterday. I don't love it, but have you ever traded SMCI, Megan?
Yeah, it's funny that you asked that because yesterday, first days that I've ever traded SMCI, and
Oh,
I caught a little bit of a bounce on it on the lows. That was my plan for the day. It moved over down into an area of demand, so I wanted to get in with the long trend from an area of demand, and it went in there. There was actually a lot of buyers in there, and it's been consolidating ever since it got down into those lows. So I do think that there are buyers down here on SMCI. It's just a matter of kind of getting it to maybe turn again and start the next leg of its move. I will say though, on the daily chart, the volume with the candle sizes that are happening is a little bit odd on these pushes. So I would just be aware of that and be a little bit cautious of that. But there were definitely some large orders coming through in this area, in this 35 area, yesterday. So I might keep an eye on this to see if it wants to kind of take off today, or we lose those buyers and it drops lower. So I do think 35 is kind of on watch today with SMCI. I don't have the options chain in front of me, but I would assume that 35 is probably a very heavy OI location as well on SMCI. So it might need to hang out here a little bit before it gets moving to another area of high OI. So I think it's
okay.
interesting.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You're playing inside ball on us. What's OI?
Sorry, inside ball, open interest. So similar to the equities world, when we're looking at like the level two on the equity side, we see a lot of large orders on the equity side, right? And open interest is just contracts that have been opened. So it's similar to sort of seeing areas of liquidity on the level two on equities, and that's kind of how you can view it on the option side. So there's two ways to view liquidity on the option side. One is volume and one is open interest. So open interest, it can be a guide similar to the level two on the equity side, where order flow might start to move towards and also get stuck at. So it's just another kind of tool and indication of what the market thinks and what the market wants.
There you go. See? Thanks, Megan. All right, so SMCI sounds like a good one to maybe keep an eye on today. We'll see what it does. One that I just entertains me all the time, Joby, Joby, my favorite drone aviation company. The so-called air taxis. I don't. They got. It looks like they got a buy rating, an upgrade. That's could be why they're moving up. I don't see any other real news on it, but.
I can't have you knock them too much because I've got a long-term hold on Archer, which is another one of these flying taxi things. So here's the deal. When you live like I lived in Los Angeles for 13 years. And when you've lived in a place like LA for 13 years, you hope this stuff takes off. You hope that these air taxis happen because when you've sat in traffic for 2 hours of your life to get to the grocery store, you want to be in the sky.
Or you could just invest in better public transit and trains. Just saying.
I mean, Tokyo. Yeah, that would be ideal, but I don't know if they're ever going to do that. They've been working on this subway system in Los Angeles since I moved there, and it's I'm not there anymore. I moved. I was like, you know what? I got to get out of here. I want front row parking at the grocery store. That's important as I get older. So,
all right. Well,
definitely an air taxi. I'm here for it.
People are saying you could just move out of LA, and I guess that's the option that Megan chose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take off. All right. Well, there you go. Anyways, Joby, I just noticed it was gapping up this morning. It's sitting on our list, 700,000 shares traded. It typically is not a great trader. It's just fun because I'm waiting to see if and when these things get approval and become pseudo commonplace. So Megan's taken her bet on Archer. Interesting. So we'll see. Like her unintended pun. Hopefully these take off and don't crash. All right. I see Riot is on the list. Another one of our crypto type stocks here. It's gapping up marginally, 2.5% with 700,000 shares. Not looking that exciting this morning. I don't think there's any news, Megan, unless you tell me differently. But
no,
looks pretty normal.
Anything.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for the gap up list, guys. Yeah, as you can see, notice that none of the Magnificent Seven are on the list. I mean, Tesla, for example, Tesla is gapping up. I was mentioning that earlier, but it's only up about 1%, just under 1 million shares traded. You can see how it's been in a range for the last little while, and it's held that range. Yesterday, so let me go back to the daily here quickly. 2 days ago, on a Monday, it looked like we were maybe going to be breaking at the top end of the range, and we just sort of sold off to the bottom. Yesterday was pretty much an inside day as we had this pretty small candle, and expect the same today. I keep saying it, but, well, I hope to be proved wrong, to be honest, but I don't expect to be. So, but, there's Tesla, looking at Apple, sort of same thing. It's marginally down. NVIDIA, down slightly here. So none of these are making our list. I noticed that Meta is gapping up 0.2%, but very low volume, 70,000 shares only traded. And Amazon, pretty much the same boat here, about 300,000 shares traded, up 0.2%. So like I said, the Magnificent Seven not moving that heavily. So pretty light list so far. Megan, you have anything gapping up that you wanted to bring our attention to?
No, nothing gapping up. I think the only things that I'm really interested in are actually some of the gap downs. So let's dig into those.
Okay.
Because there's nothing really gapping up that's of interest to me.
Okay, well, let's start with the gap down list. We'll probably cycle through a few of these pretty quickly, and then get to some of the ones that we might want to look. I see PGHL top of my list because it is down 87%. Yikes! If you are a holder of PGHL overnight and woke up this morning, well, actually, I was going to say you're not happy, but now that I'm looking at the daily chart, if you just slept in for 2 days, you wouldn't have noticed the difference. What the heck? This obviously had some news yesterday. Look at this candle from yesterday, and really now it's just back to where it started. What?
This is a Chinese stock, I think, right? I think it is.
Group Holdings. I do not know. Let's see. Yes, Hong Kong-based engineering and construction.
Yeah, construction. Yeah, construction. Yeah. I'm not seeing.
Yeah, I don't see any news on it. And you know what? It probably doesn't need news. It's only got 6 million shares in the float. Whatever happened yesterday, let's take a broader look here. It looks like whatever happened yesterday, just sort of happened like at the close or something. What the heck? What the heck happened? Look at that. It had like one candle move. All right, never mind. This is garbage. What am I even wasting my time on? Let's move on. There you go. We need a.
There we go.
Make it garbage truck, but all right.
My hair would just be like blowing in the wind. It might catch fire though, so we got to keep it out of there. Got to keep it out of the fire.
All right. We'll do that for you. All right. What else we got here? SYM I see on the list down 32%, but under 1 million shares. Symbotic Inc. I don't know. This is at least this had a reasonable price action, and now it's really down by, like I said, 32%. Any news moving this down?
Yeah, they delayed their 10K filing, and then they had some sort of revenue error that they recognized.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, that's never good when you have a revenue error and you have to delay a filing. The market doesn't really like that. So
no,
that seems to be what's happening here.
Yeah, not good news. Lighter volume than I would expect if this was going to be an active trader for us. So I don't think SYM is really going to make the cut, but if you guys like it, by all means. I noticed that Xena, I don't even know how to say this. Apparently this is not the Warrior Princess, but this is just Z or Zena. And as you guys can see, it was up yesterday, but actually dropped throughout the day. And it was halted. Like, I was watching this yesterday because it was just on our list. There's Xena, the Warrior Princess. Excellent.
Hitting those traders.
Anyways, yeah. Thanks for that, Brent. Look at that. He was very happy he put that together for us yesterday. This halted like 4 times right off the open, and it was ugly. It was halting on the way down, and yeah, it was really messy. So I'm not surprised to see it gapping down again this morning. I am surprised that it has over 1 million shares traded. I would think on a second day play it just would be out of the price action, but now that I'm looking at it, yeah, this is ugly. I don't know where the 1 million shares are because it's not really showing in the active price profile. So yeah, this is not looking pretty. I'm just going to move on unless you've got something you want to say about it, Megan.
I got nada. Nope.
You got nothing. All right, good. All right, let's move on. PDYN, Paladin AI Corp. Oh no, we got an AI company gapping down. Well, that's not good. Let's see what the daily looks like in this. Aha. So it had moved up this week. Looks like it's just giving some of that back, gapping down slightly this morning. This was not on my radar. Well, I did not look at this in the last couple of days, so don't really know. Let's take a look back here and see how the trading was on it yesterday. Doesn't look that great, to be honest. Any news on this?
They did an offering. PDYN? Yeah, this was a few days ago, though. Actually, they started talking about it weeks ago, but it was an offering that they were doing. I don't see anything like recently as of like yesterday or today. So I don't know if it's just like some sort of delayed reaction to that or what, but yeah, that's the only thing that I'm seeing on it.
Okay. Well, doesn't look exciting enough for me to put on my list, so I'll probably be moving on from TDYN. All right, I do see Dell on the list, and Dell is one that had earnings after the close yesterday. It was one of the two that we were watching. We'll talk about the other one in a second. Dell, wasn't as exciting after hours. It did. Let's go back here and show you. It did make some moves. You can see how it did have a drop after the close yesterday, and that's because, well, their earnings disappointed. Megan?
Yep, they missed on revenue and they've got a lighter forecast. So, I find that the forecast kind of decision or chatter is seems to be the thing to pay a lot of attention to, because people want to know what you're thinking about the future of the company and kind of where it's headed. So I often see you can have like a miss on revenue and then a good forecast for the future or positive outlook, but it seems that Dell had both bad things, right? So they've got a miss on revenue, they've got a light forecast. So yeah, it's not great, but I will say, it's been in an uptrend for quite some time. So obviously we've broken the uptrend on the daily chart since this news came out and the earnings happened, but it's sitting this morning right on VWAP, right at an area of where previous buyers were sitting. And so I would be looking at this to see if buyers want to come in and save this, or maybe some profit taking and things like that. I would keep an eye on that this morning. But yeah, Dell definitely had a miss, unfortunately for them.
So they most certainly did. So yeah, Dell I think might be in play. We got 1.5 million shares traded, which is actually pretty good for a NYSE stock. And if I go back to the 1 minute chart, it doesn't look bad pre-market. So it's one that can often disappoint me though when the market opens and doesn't trade well. So I'm going to watch it anyways. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe today is Dell's day, or at least to give us some good price action. The one that I do like is CRWD. CrowdStrike had earnings after the close yesterday. I was eagerly anticipating this because if you all remember, they had that big security problem where they took down a bunch of customers' servers because of a bad update. And while they have had a earnings since then, they did have earnings about a month after that happened. This is really the first earnings where the net effect of that will be felt in their numbers. And so I was feeling pretty bearish about CrowdStrike and was expecting some downward movement, and we certainly got that on the earnings yesterday. So, Megan, what did their earnings actually look like?
I'm pretty sure it was a beat. I don't know the exact numbers. Yeah. I don't know the exact numbers though. I don't have those in front of me. Let me pull them up real quick. Let's see. No, that earnings whisper is actually saying it's a miss, but it's a beat. I know it was a beat.
Yeah, I think they beat on. That being said, they called off their guidance pretty significantly for that quarter, knowing, of course, that the revenue would be down. But the market was still disappointed. I am seeing conflicting information, Megan. I'm not sure what you're seeing about their guidance. As you said, it's always forward-looking. I see that they've both, it depends on, I guess, how you measure it. This is the problem when you have a big mid-year issue, right? Is their guidance, did they call off their guidance or increase their guidance?
I don't think they increased it. I think that I'm getting mixed things in all of these articles that I'm seeing. But right. It looks like it was maybe lowered. What's interesting about this, though, is the V reversal it's put in the after hours. I think that's it's definitely something that's going to be on my watch list this morning. This is, it's been saved from the bottom and it's running all the way back up to yesterday's close. I do find that this one's very interesting. I will have it on my list today. It's definitely in play.
Yeah. And this is why I like it too. So I'm looking at a 15-minute chart here, and you can see, guys, how it sold off after hours, bounced around the bottom late last night and early this morning, and has recovered all of that pretty much to come back to pretty close to where it closed. It's only down about 0.6%, which is remarkable considering it was down $20 at the lows there, so over $20. So I think that this is definitely in play, and that confusion probably plays too, or gives us an opportunity for trades in this if you're cautious on it. I think the conflict, I'd have to read into the numbers a little bit more, but because they actually have lowered guidance compared to their original guidance, but it's actually increased compared to the revised guidance, right? Because of course, when they had that big issue, they called off their guidance quite significantly, and now they're saying, well, they can beat the worst case scenario, but they're certainly not back to where they would have been had the issue never occurred. So, but again, I'd have to confirm that with reading a few more articles. But I do think it's in play, like you said, Megan. It's definitely going on my list. So something that
even if
watching.
like, I think what's always interesting about the reversals is you've got especially something that's dropped this far, you have sellers that stepped in yesterday at the close, right? When earnings came out, we dropped really far. This is like a 25-point move, and then it turned around. So even if this doesn't continue higher this morning as it's pushing up, you still have a range that's now been created with this V reversal. So you have sellers at like 365 area, and you've got buyers down in the 340, 345 area. So even if you were to kind of play within that range, I do think that crowd has a lot going for it in terms of how far it can kind of move in this general area. So definitely on watch. It will be on my list for sure.
There you go. I love it, and it's on mine as well. All right, the last one that I know I wanted to mention that is not on my gap down list is a Workday. It was another one of the earnings from last night. It's only down. Well, it is down about 12% this morning, but very low volume. Only 183,000 shares traded here in the pre-market. Workday typically has lower volume. It's not as good as a CrowdStrike, but I like this gap down. Megan, I don't know if you have the earnings there you can share with us.
Sorry, I was distracted putting my list in the chat room.
See, there's a lot to do in the background, isn't there?
There is. And, if you don't get your list in soon enough, Brent yells at you in Telegram. And I don't like to be yelled at. He's
Lies.
He's like,
Lies.
Yeah. Every day, he's riding our asses about getting this listen. And I'm like,
I
listen,
wouldn't have
Linda,
to if
I'm trying to
sent them in on time.
Oh
you know
goodness.
what,
Okay.
Brent?
All
As
right,
a stock
kids, let's
trader,
take it to the back room there.
Sometimes you don't like anything, and it takes a while to figure out what the hell you want to trade. So, anyways, back to Workday. So, no, I don't have the earnings up because I was putting my list together.
All right.
What they got.
Yeah, it looks like you said, it's really the guidance
like
that always affects people. So it looks like Q3 wasn't bad. They both they met on their numbers, beat on bottom line, but it's the forward-looking guidance that is really lower than the market expected, and it looks like that's what's taken them down here, the 12% or $35 move lower. So Workday doesn't look bad to me. I don't mind it, but as I said, just look at the pre-market. You can see the volume is lower than like CrowdStrike we were looking at a minute ago. So not as good, but still, could be in play there. So, all right, Megan, anything we haven't covered that you want to talk about gapping down?
No, I think that's it for the gap down list. Really, Crowd and Dell, I think, are the ones that I find the most interesting. Workday could be interesting as well, but I don't know that I've actually ever traded that one. So I'm gonna stick to Crowd and Dell this morning. Something that's not gapping but has shown up on one of my scanners is Microsoft. I don't know if that's of any interest, but I'm guessing the reason why it's shown up this morning, I'm not seeing any new news on it. Is volume. It's got decent volume this morning, but also it's got more volume in the pre-market than it normally does. So there's definitely a little bit something going on with this morning. It's got a nice range that's forming, so it could be in play for maybe this range from like 425 to 429. So maybe within that range, or if we can break that range on the 15-minute chart. So Microsoft might be interesting. It doesn't seem to have any sort of real catalyst. I did see one thing about it was an AI cloud thing that they announced this morning. They partnered with someone called Coles Group. I've never heard of them before, but partnered with them for a 5-year cloud and AI deal. So it could, we've got AI terminology, of course, in this news, and they do have more volume than normal happening in the pre-market. So Microsoft possibly, not sure. I need to take a little bit more of a look at it, but something to look at.
There you go. All right, Microsoft, something on Megan's list. So, guys, it's a holiday week, like we've mentioned. So again, caution is the word of the day. It's definitely in order. In the Bear Bull trading community, we are taking it light this week with giving everybody a break for the U.S. Thanksgiving, which means normally we'd have a psychology event tonight. We are not having one. There are no courses tonight and no events tomorrow. Normally we'd have all of our mentorship stuff, not happening. Okay, so nothing tonight, nothing tomorrow. So we're pretty much done on the Bear Bull trading events or courses for this week, which gives you a little bit of a break, right? Use it wisely. All right, so let's take a look at some levels. We're going to set some levels on some of the stuff we were talking about. As you can see on my chart, I've got all these little dotted lines you may notice. I automatically mark the high and low of the previous 2 days, as well as the high and the low of the pre-market. So those are all these lines that you're seeing in here. Microsoft is sitting nicely in that range. And that candle from yesterday, I'm expecting it to be an inside day. So the high and low of yesterday is probably what's going to be able to mark the ranges of your Microsoft trade, but we'll see where it goes. We were talking about CrowdStrike, so we'll go right there. Let's see what we get for levels on this. I do like this area that CrowdStrike hit the low of. Notice, it's no coincidence that it hit this area. In fact, it was exactly the range that Jared had mentioned looking at the options chain. He said that the expected move is about $30, and what did we get, right? Pretty much right from very close to that $30 range. So I think that the low that we set overnight should be a low to take a look at around 340. I've already got my my low of the pre-market down there, so that's going to keep me honest. I don't think we're going to get much lower. If we do, I would definitely be watching around 324 here. And if we go higher, well, I've got the high of the previous 2 days that I can look at here at 367 and way up there at 377. But I don't think we're going to get there on CrowdStrike today. We'll see. I do want to, we'll take a look at Kodak. I just find it interesting that Kodak is moving. Haven't looked at this in like a donkey's age. So here we are, Kodak up here in an area where it hasn't traded recently. So we're going to have to go back in time and see if we have ranges up here. Seems to me that it was higher, and I thought it was farther back than this, but we are up above. I mean, we're in a zone of consolidation that we had back in 2021. So pretty much right on the current price would be an area to watch. I would keep a look at the whole dollar numbers. So $8, definitely keep an eye on. Whoops, I put the wrong line there. But anyways, we can fix that later. Let me change it. Show you guys how there. Change the color of my line. There you go. That's the type of line I want. So $8 is the area that I would keep an eye on, and then again the whole dollars thereafter. Notice that the high of the pre-market here is $874. So that's probably going to put us in a zone that we can watch. What else we got on our list? We were looking at Workday briefly. We'll take a look at Workday. Jumping into there, gapping down quite significantly into this area of consolidation we had through the month of October. So I like that range. I'm going to get rid of all the previous lines that I had and say, well, the low that we set in that area, 232.30, I'll keep an eye in that range, and then the high roughly cuts through right here at 247, roughly 246.94 is where I'm putting my range just to get an advance notice. Will give me an update when it hits. What else we were looking at? We'll look at one of the quantum stocks, QMCO, not one that I'm planning to trade, but with this price action over the last couple of days, you guys might like that. In this case, I don't feel that the daily is going to give me a good ranges to set up. I'm going to look at the hourly and see what it tells me. Well, look at this. We can see that we've got some areas here that are sort of more consistently resistance to the top side around 2560. Notice how it spiked to that twice early this morning. And then yesterday, that seemed to be an area in a couple of hours where it sort of either opened or closed. So I like that area to keep an eye on. It's already got a marker on my chart, so I'll keep an eye on that. And then to the low side, well, the previous day close is definitely an area to watch, right? As Jared would call it, the king of all levels. 17, what is the previous close? 1723. So definitely an area you want to watch if you're going to be trading QMCO today. Last but not least, we'll take a look at Dell and see about setting some levels. Let's go back to our daily chart and look at Dell with this big gap down here, down $17 so far this morning. I definitely, interesting, this orange line you guys see in my chart is what I just have the point of control, basically where the most shares have traded over the period shown in my chart. Notice how it cuts right through this area where I would want to set a level anyways. Again, not a coincidence on these things, right? You notice that there was support for Dell back here on the 23rd of October, around 117, 118 level, really. I've got my level at 117.87. I might move that up to 118 just so that just above 118. I'll put it at 118.10 so I get advance notice of that level. But it looks to me like there's some area of support. So if we were to move down, I would definitely be watching to see if price action sort of gets additional support through that range. To the high, well, then we can certainly look up here around 130. I would wait and see if we had any resistance to the upward price action. If we move through that, well, then we'll be back into the range that we came from around the 140s. So some areas to look at for Dell today. With that, guys, we've got about just under 9 minutes, 8.5 minutes or so until we get to the open. I want to make sure we get to our live traders because I think Andrew's awake this morning. He wasn't here to know that we gave him a hard time, but he knows. We gave him a hard time.
Yeah, I see him lurking in the chat room and on YouTube. He's out there somewhere.
Yeah, I know.
Ready to play.
But that's good.
You know, one thing I just want to pop in really quick. We talked earlier about spreads and being cautious of spreads. I know that crowd is on a lot of people's list this morning. This is one of those stocks that if you look at the spread right now, it's fluctuating around $1. So be cautious with that. If you are a fixed risk hotkey trader, usually you're going to be okay. You know, the fill might not be great. But if you are a tier trader, I highly recommend on spreads like this, on something like crowd, size down on your tiers or allow the spread to start to tighten, right? I prefer the spread to tighten a little bit. So you might need to give it just a little bit of time. But crowd's a great example of something like MSTR as well that we were talking about earlier, where you want to make sure that you're cautious when you have spreads this large. So be cautious with that because I know a lot of people are watching crowd this morning.
There you go. Good advice once again. All right, Megan, why don't you let us know what our moderators are watching? Being that, you know, we've been browbeat to put it in, we might as well tell people what they are.
All right, let's do this. So Jared this morning, he's going to be watching MSTR and Kodak. So MSTR has been something that he's been making a lot of money off of. So Jared is the king of MSTR lately. Pierre's going to be watching AMD, NVIDIA, Mara, SMCI. So he's mostly watching the good old semis. Andrew's going to be watching Tesla, SMCI, MSTR, and Dell. I'll be watching Crowd, Dell, and SMCI. And I might have Microsoft kind of on in the background just in case it decides to do anything worthwhile. Mike's going to be watching SMCI, Tesla, and Thor's going to be watching the Mag 7 and Dell. Eamon's going to be watching Apple, Oxy, and Meta. Peter's going to be watching AMD, Tesla, NVIDIA, Crowd, Dell, and Kodak. Brian's going to be watching Dell, Crowd, NVIDIA, Tesla, SYM. He's added to it. And Lenny's going to be watching NVIDIA, Tesla, Dell, and Crowd. So we've got a lot of Crowds on here. We've got a lot of Dells on here. Oh, and Phil and Paris, buzzer beaters over here. They are going to be watching Phil's going to be watching Dell, Apple, PLTR, Crowd, and the overall market. Paris is going to be watching Dell, SMCI, Tesla, NVIDIA, and PLTR. So that is your watch list for this lovely pre-Thanksgiving day.
Well, and like we've been sort of giving you the heads up or warning you all morning, right? Be very careful in trading. We expect volumes to be lower. The open, hopefully, will trade sort of as usual, but it might taper off very quickly. So like Megan said earlier, don't force it. right? If it's just not working, go bake a pie. Best advice I've heard in a long time. Go bake a pie if it's not working.
That's
Just
right.
take
Go
a
bake
break.
a pie. I want to say one thing too. We didn't talk about transition to something else really quick because I want to get it in before we hop off. But we didn't really go through the memberships this morning because we're running down in the buzzer beater here. One thing I want to say for those of you that aren't part of the community, just so you are aware, if you join within the next week or 2 weeks for a 1 week trial or even for the month, know that part of the team will be in Colombia. And it's really important to know that the schedule is not going to be like it normally is. So you won't see me probably teaching on some of the hours. You won't see Peter at some of his hours because we'll be exploring Colombia. So just know that if you join right now, you might not get the same BBT that you would normally get because part of the team will be in Colombia. So just want to let you guys know that. We obviously want you in the community. Definitely join us. We would love to have you here, and we would love to see you at one of our events in the future. So have a great trading morning, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate.
All right. Indeed. And good morning. Andrew stepped away. Oh, he's back. Ta-da.
Good morning. No, I'm here, guys. Thank you, Megan, for this advertisement of our services.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that. It's not actually what she said. We're going to actually have a lot of our program, maybe only a few days, but thanks for that.
I mean, we'll all be here. It's just, we've got different mods covering different times, so it's not the same schedule that it normally is.
All right. So that's, let's get back into character, guys. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Megan.
Our pleasure.
SCI is... but had a really nice day. That's one thing. Dell was the earning, Brian, huh? Gapping down 12%.
Yeah. Dell, Workday, Crowd, all reported yesterday after the close. Jared, Peter took an after-hours trade on Crowd, I believe it was. And I took an after-hours trade on, and Jared took one on Crowd as well. So everybody's a winner.
Jared is long Crowd?
No, he shorted it after the earnings came out and Peter did the same thing. So we made money after the close even. So there you go.
But it's actually very interesting that it's recovering.
Yeah, quick note here. Well, they actually came up with some pretty good numbers. I think they, like Peter mentioned, the only thing they really didn't like was the fourth quarter guidance came in a little light compared to the revision. So that seems to be, the market seems to be punishing those kinds of that kind of news. The other thing that everybody needs to be aware of is 10 o'clock. I'm not sure if Peter mentioned this, but at 10 a.m. we will get the PCE number. So this is the number that the Fed watches when it comes to this is their favorite inflation gauge. So 10 o'clock we're going to get that number. So we'll see what happens when that comes out. But that'll be about a half an hour into the trading day.
Yeah. So that is interesting. TRNR is a penny a stock. He's gapping up 40%, so already selling off. Try to stay away from that.
So, it's a weird day, Brian. You're right. Normally PCE would come out at 10, but it's already out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they accelerated it. A lot of the stuff that normally would have come out at 10, they accelerated to 8:30, which is odd. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, usually. Yeah. Well, usually a PCE comes out at 8:30. I know on some of the calendars it was saying 10, so I didn't realize PCE
that's
was
exactly
already
it.
out. Thanks for there
Today
was
is a half trading day.
No, today's a full
Friday
day.
is.
Full trading day. Fridays.
Okay, well, I'm going to...
Right,
so I'm looking at SYM. I'm looking at SYM, possible rising devil trade already.
Wow.
This one
just dropped 33%
apparently
in the morning, huh? Wow.
Yeah, I think apparently what was going on there is they're going to this similar to what SMCI. They're going to delay their filing, and apparently some of their revenue numbers are wrong. So they're the ones they've already reported. So that's not good. NVIDIA is setting up to look might be dropping at the open. We'll see. Tesla's got some orders to the upside.
All right, so ding, ding, ding. Market is open, guys. Let's see where the market is.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everybody. SPY and Qs. IWM is green.
The only thing about SYM is it does already have a pretty significant short interest, 30%. So that's something.
NVIDIA is selling off as usual. NVIDIA has been selling off for
I
4 days
I knew
now.
that. Yeah, I could see that. You could see the orders stacking there. Down, down, down. Here we go. Yeah, crap. It's kind of missed that one, eh? Dell popping up a bit.
NVIDIA, SMC, TLTR looks like it's supposed to go up about 67.80. That's interesting. Let's see.
Yeah, SYM, I am short. I didn't get a chance to add to my position. Unfortunately, I've got some pre-market. I was really hoping I could add a lot more.
PLTR is going to go to 67, I think. Wow, very beautiful PLTR.
Damn.
All right, no trade for me yet.
Okay, I'm covering some SYM. Like I said, unfortunately, I don't have a lot. 23.40.
Yeah, PLTR went to 67. Did Paris trade PLTR? This was very interesting. The scanner too.
Look at the PLTR.
Tesla is short. Tesla is probably going to go red. No trade for me yet. Yeah, NVIDIA has been selling off for the last couple of days, so it's pretty weak overall in the daily
market
chart
dropped. Q's dropped right at the open. SPY isn't doing much yet. I'm watching NVIDIA here, see what it's going to do. Should be
still doing
PLTRs. PLTRs.
Still could be a short now.
Okay, I'm long PLTR, just under 67. Here we go.
Very nice, Brian. PLTR, what's the daily chart look like? Oh yeah, it wants to go all time high.
Yeah, I'm going to sell some here, 67.27. I'm just worried that this R4 level here is going to be an area where we're going to reject. I'm going to sell some more. 22, 67.22.
SMCI, yeah, PLTR is super nice. Let's see what SMCI doing, what NVIDIA doing. NVIDIA is weak. No trade for me yet, guys. Let's see what SMCI is doing.
Okay, I'm out of SYM. Unfortunately, I just didn't have a lot of shares, and that's it.
MSTR also super.
So got that last little move to 20 to 23. Here we go, selling some more PLTR. 67.35.
IWM is also going
ripping
again.
Diddly doodly.
IWM is strong. SPY went green. Wow.
Yeah, SPY's going green. Oh, look at as PLTR. Here we go. Selling more, 67.50.
NVIDIA is still super weak, huh? Tesla is coming up. I'm going to get a long on Tesla, 341.16. Shit, drop. Let's see if Tesla closes above the VWAP. If it does, I then could go to for opening range breakup. I have a small size on Tesla. Let's see. NVIDIA is doing that. SPY ripped higher. SPY is super interesting.
Yeah, the Qs are the only index that's actually in the red right now.
IWM is super strong.
Yeah, IWM's. It's funny. It was weak yesterday.
What about MSTR? What this one does? This one is nope. PLTR still strong. Let's see what Tesla is doing. Tesla, if it closes above the VWAP, would be nice. If it goes above this moving averages on 1 minute chart, potential with 5 minute testing. Yeah, 5 minute
PLTR stalling. PLTR is stalling right where I'd expect it to, right at that 67.50. That's R4.
I'm getting a stop down on Tesla, guys. I love Tesla.
That would have been a good.
I jumped in too early.
That would have been a good place to short it.
VDA is what's SMCI doing?
It's funny. Qs are still selling. SPY went red again. VDA's coming back up.
VDA. Okay,
no positions for me right now.
So you did a trade on PLTR, which was nice, huh?
Yeah, I just that little pullback after the first 2 minute. I thought it's probably going to jump. It's probably going to go higher.
AMD's nothing.
Yeah, wow. Look at PLTR selling.
Yeah,
damn. Should have shorted it after
red. Dell is also hitting the scanner. Dell was, turned out to be a really nice
Dell's dropping too. Yeah.
Gonna get a short on Tesla at 339. Let's see if Tesla wants to go red. Although it's one of those days that you want to stay away from Tesla. I think I might regret doing that, but let's see if Tesla can go red.
Problem with Tesla is it's right at PDC. It typically bounces there.
Yeah, there's this level at 335 has been for a very long time. Let's see if I get lucky or not. If it goes down, it might go through 335. NVIDIA is also holding this place nicely. You can stay close on Tesla.
Tesla look weak.
NVIDIA is holding. PLTR really bounced back.
Wow, PLTR just gave up pretty much everything it gained there. Amazing.
I'm waiting potentially to see what SMCI is doing. Is coming up or not. 35. I'm going to get long SMCI. 35.18, 35.19. Let's see if now SMCI wants to go higher. See if still Tesla wants to go down or not. I'm also short Tesla at 339. Let's see if SMCI can go up, guys. 35.21. Tesla goes red, we can partial. That one is also a very weird trade. Come on, SMCI, 35.20. It's daily chart look like on SMCI.
Joined you in this short on Tesla. Yeah, I've joined you in this short on Tesla.
All right, so SMCI is popping up, guys. Come on. Hold it. I'm all out of Tesla. Let's focus on this SMCI. Yeah, I don't like that. It's not setting off the way that I want. Let's see what SMCI is doing. I'm all out of Tesla. I covered my short on Tesla. Maybe I could leave a little bit, but let's see what SMCI is doing.
Oh, look at PLTR getting rocked here.
Tesla was going to go red.
Anyway.
Shit, Tesla went too. Tesla is going to go to 335, I think.
There we go. That's it. Good. All right.
All right, so let's see if SMCI can break one more time.
Oh,
we have a level at SMCI 3550.
I'm short the puts. I'm trading puts on Tesla right now, 340s.
All right, here we go, SMCI. Let's see if SMCI goes up to 3550. Yeah, I kind of covered my short on Tesla because I just didn't have a really good entry.
So I just sold a bunch. Sold a bunch at $6. I'm in at 540, so
so I'm long, guys, in SMCI right now. My average is 35.10. I want to see if I can get to 35, break of 35.50. There's some big ask up there. Yep, let's see. Getting ready to partial. There you go. So I'm partialing now. How are you guys? 35 cents. Now this is a very nice profit. That's what I want. Let's see if R3 can get to 35.78. Tesla is going down.
Covering more.
Yeah.
Covering more at 630.
So I owe this to Sahmid. Sahmid, you mentioned SMCI is pretty nice.
Wow, PLTR is right at PDC.
Yeah, I have a very PLTR in red. Nice, guys. Anyone took Tesla short or SMCI with Brian and I? MSTR popped up too. Nice.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. I liked the price action on the on
589. That's very nice. Let's get a big let's get a very, very nice big ask we're having on SMCI. Very nice. Beautiful. Partialing out, guys. Very nice profit. Now this one goes into my new book.
Look at this thing. That was a nice trade. You've got R4 at 37.10. So it could get there.
Yeah. Very nice profit.
Let's take a look. Say what it looks like on Bookmap here.
Oh
yeah, there's a lot of orders. A lot of orders right here.
That was nice. That was
a huge number of orders.
Well, now at 36, there's some big bid here. So it kind of looked like might be some extended, but it's pretty good so far. 36.10. There's also 390.10.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of orders stacked between 36 and 36.60.
Yeah, that's very nice. It's actually really nice because I'm writing a new book, finishing a new book called Trade Book about how, make a decision and stuff. And this is actually a very nice example, very recent example. Hopefully I can have the book by Christmas time out. That was a very, very nice trade, guys. Excellent.
Is that the one you're doing with Creta?
Yes. So Roberto, I think the data that you mentioned, it's already out. I think it's out at 8:30.
Yeah. There was a lot of there were people that were a lot of calendars were showing it at 10 o'clock, but I guess they released it early.
Guys,
TNA.
AWS is going up, SPY is green. To the moon, guys, to the moon.
Yeah.
Back to SMCI. Might actually add more SMCI if we get a pullback. I have a really good average. My average is 35.17. Let me see. My average is below a VWAP. So I'm going to actually add a little bit here. Let's see. I bring my average to 35, maybe 30. Yeah. So let's see if we can get another run on it. So again, the problem with these averages are when you're adding, your average comes up, and then you get a stopped out at the break even. So we'll see if you want to not get a stopped out. Tesla's coming back up too. Let's see if you can
The
break off
crowd
36
is
or more.
crowd is interesting. It looks like it's getting ready to break down. It's trying to hold right at this level here.
So we're going to go for the break of another high of the day, hopefully in SMCI. I see some big asks upping up. We might get to 37. Yeah, there you go, 36.10. Oh, there you go, popped up. Come on, 36.10. I'm partially out, guys. This is a really nice move on this MCI. Ooh, 35.20, big ask on it there. There you go, 24. Wow, shit, we made so much money. That's so good.
Nice.
So I had 3 trades, guys. 1 loss on Tesla, 1 small gain on Tesla, and then 1 big trade on SMCI. So it's okay if you get a stopped out, guys. This is super important that it's okay if you want to get stopped. If you go to a trade, you get a stopped out, take the small loss. Eventually, you're going to find that trade that is really going into your direction. Very important. Accept the loss. That's totally okay. 36.50. Holy moly, macaroni. Look at that.
All right.
MSTR is going to help him. So what's the MSTR doing situation? Yeah, it's 540. SMCIS. I made so much money on SMCI in the last couple of weeks. This one was like, reminds me of, CCL on American Airline in pandemic.
Yeah.
Like XNet too. Like XNet back in 2018. These are lower price, highly volatile stocks. So Royal, you should add always to your winning position. Like this one looks like it had a really breakout. It's going to go to 337. So what you want to do is you want to add on the pullbacks. Like if ABCD pattern or a pullback happens, you can add into that. If you add now, like right at the high of the day, then you're gonna expect a pullback. So I think that 37 is going to be a huge ask on it sitting. Tesla is coming up too, Brian, huh?
Yeah, I see that.
Should we go back
Came
to
bouncing
lower?
back
Oh,
there.
no.
I'm not going to chase it
Be long,
after it's
but I
bounced.
stay away from it.
No.
SMCI. Yeah, Paris did a very nice trade on SMCI. Paris usually adds, see what Paris, so I'm going to actually bring it here. So Paris trades a little bit different from me. So I trade based on the chart patterns. Paris trades based on the order flow. Paris usually adds on the moving averages. So he never really got a position to add. Let me bring my pen. Where's my Epic pen? So Paris usually adds if he comes down toward this moving averages. He didn't get a chance. But if this one was coming toward here, he would have added into this position. So, but again, these are really, really interesting trades that people do. Let's see, 37 is good. Like I have 9,000 shares of SMCI left. So let's see if we can get to 37. This is a very nice trade. I am actually very proud of my life right now. My mom would have been very proud. My family never really liked me. They were always thinking I'm a disaster. But now my mom would be very proud of me.
You need a new family.
$37, Brian. You called it a 37, huh? On Bookmap?
Yeah. It looked like it was going to go there.
Oh, there you go. Oh, look at that discount. Come on. This moved up 7%. I can't believe that. Yeah, I mean, 37. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to the daily chart. The previous day high is at 37.71. I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes to 38. Holy moly, macaroni.
No, I think this is...
Must be a bigger ask. It's 37.10. Oh, wow. See.
I've shorted it.
At
I shorted, yeah, when it popped over 37, shorted it. Just covering some here, 37, 36.71.
What a day for November. What a November, guys. What a November. Unbelievable.
Go. Yep. It's covering some more here at same 36.71. Oh, here we go. Drop a little more. Come on down. Come on down. This was right at R4, by the way. Cover some more.
Yeah, R4, I can see that. Yeah, R4 3710. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Ooh, ooh. All right. See, you can make money both ways.
Yeah. Shorting at 37 is honestly a little bit tricky. I don't know, right?
Just gonna cover more. I'm all out of it. That was it. 36.56 is the last of it. So there you go. 50 cents. That worked.
Very nice. Let's see. I'm still long. I think there's a good chance that it bounces back. Yeah, like now it's kind of extended. Obviously, we might get a pullback. I am only 5,000 shares I have. I had a really good run on it. So SPY is kind of hovering between previous day close. IWM back to all-time high, huh? Yeah, very nice. IWM is
pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, we were bull market.
So that was it.
So
that was it.
Wow.
So you got to know these levels. This was as soon as it popped through 37, I knew it was people were going to sell.
Yeah,
and that
this
was
book map. I just don't have enough screen to put another book map. You guys have this book map is useful. I just don't have enough screen. Maybe I should buy another screen.
I do really like Bookmap. I mean, sometimes I like reading these bubbles and more than the charts sometimes. Quite especially with Tesla. Tesla's great for that. Although I do have to use my charts because I have to know where important levels are on the higher time frames. So
yeah,
like previous day close, previous day high and low. So you can see here, this was, you can see here what this looked like on SMCI. You can see these big orders here. And then we took out this order here, and then now we get this pullback. But again, you have to be very careful about shorting strong stocks. I knew this wasn't going to be like a Thor trade where we're going from R4 to S4. This was more of a scalp opportunity. I knew there would be profit takers at 37.
Very nice. So PLTR seems like it kind of died. NVIDIA, what the hell was an NVIDIA?
NVIDIA is testing low of day here. Crowd still is struggling.
They'll bounce back. MSTR is up 10%. Bitcoin is up 5, huh?
Crowd is teetering on the edge here. It just looks like it might drop here. Look at all these orders down here.
ASTS.
See what the options look like on crowd. Spread's not great. 25 cents, 50 cents.
Yeah, it was kind of weird on NVIDIA. I don't think this was a bad print. I don't think the price actually went up all the way to 447.
No.
If this candlestick wanted to be a doji, it would have been the volume would have been probably 5 times than this one. This one is probably, it was trading at 136.40, and one transaction happened probably at 137.22. Probably might be a block trade. And the way that DAS works is actually puts all the transactions together. So that's why you get this weird week. NVIDIA is going down. Wow. SMCI is
NVIDIA is going down. I kind of missed out on that. That was a pretty obvious setup here. You can see on Bookmap, you can kind of see how we hung around here, and then we started to break down. This would have been a great area right here to short. Can't short it now. It's right down into an area where there's been prior support. But there are orders down here, and there's more orders building here.
But yeah, Joe, somebody's asking about the number of the monitors. I think monitors are super important to have really good monitors. I think what you can do is you can buy one of these big monitors if the computer and graphic card can handle it. Like I think Avi did recently, change his 6 monitors to one big monitor. So that's in that case, then you can actually set it up like that. So here it is. So I can actually show it to you. So let me actually share the link here for those of you who want to know. So see this tweet by Avi. I'm going to share it in the chat. So what he did here was he used to have these 6 monitors, and now he just changed it to one very big monitor. And then as you see here, you can actually set it up different charts in different way if you don't have number of monitors. But the problem with these huge curve monitors is that your graphic card should be able to handle it because they can go up to 4K. So make sure that that your PC or laptop can actually cover that. That's also one way of doing it. So right now, Abby looks like it can see probably 1, 2, 3, 4 5 stocks at the same time. So plus he has this area for chat room or his mentorship session or X or whatever that he's looking.
And then you can watch Netflix on top of that.
Yeah. So that's one thing you can do. Yeah, TV is also okay. You can do the TV as well. But again, it's the question of the resolution of your PC. So it's best to talk to a technician or something when you're designing these kind of things because there's a lot of tricks to that.
Yeah.
All right, so SMCI is coming back up. I'm going to add a little bit more SMCI. I'm going to bring my average to 35.75. What do you think? Yeah, let's see if we can actually. We can actually go back for the high of the day one more time. Most likely, I'm going to get it stopped out, but we'll see. Yeah, SMCI, would that be Max? This is a very nice chart.
I just sold some of my ARC-G, which is a swing trade. As if you don't already, you can always check out my swing trade videos that I put up one on the weekend. Stocks that I'm watching, stocks that I'm in for swing trades. And this, I'm actually investing, I think this is a Cathie Wood ETF. I'm actually investing with Cathie Wood, ARC-G. ARKG. Yeah.
ARC Genomic Revolution. I think Cathie Wood is now having a fund that you can actually get a SpaceX in there. I think a SpaceX is going to be public very soon. Not a bad idea to jump into the SpaceX, huh? What do you think, Brian?
Yeah. Well, which one is it?
I actually don't know. I was watching her tweet that she was saying that I think one of her funds and now have early investments in SpaceX.
Okay.
I'm going to get along on Tesla, 239.47. That's a little bit of a
10 a.m. news
trade. Let's see if Tesla can go higher.
What's a 10 a.m. Thor?
It was PCE, but I don't think it's gonna.
Yeah.
Didn't you say that it's already out?
Well, Peter said it already came out, and I just looked, and it actually is there.
It might be because it's the Christmas, it's the Thanksgiving. Maybe that's why.
Well, I think apparently Peter said they got it out early. Usually PCE comes out at 8:30 anyway, so I kind of thought it was weird that they were doing it at 10. But if you look on Trading Terminal, where there's just a mountain of information, a Mount Everest of information. Core PCE came out 2.1 was the number compared to the 2.2 estimate. That was core PCE prices quarter over quarter. The other data we got out this morning, jobless claims, 217.
So Tesla is popping up. Let's see if Tesla can get over these moving averages. If he can, that would be super nice. Definitely Tesla.
So jobless claims came in pretty much in line. Personal spending month over month up a bit. People are just racking up the credit card debt.
Yeah, I'm out of Tesla, guys. This is not a good trade. So I'm all out of Tesla. Yeah, so ArcXX, thanks, Cosbury. ArcX is the space exploration. I think they have some.
Okay.
They have some SpaceX in there. So anyone wants to get into SpaceX?
Yeah, that unfortunately that daily chart looks it looks really extended. Like
on who?
On ArcX. I'm just looking at it right now.
It doesn't have a lot of volume either. So
no, it doesn't have a lot of volume.
Yeah.
So you'll find my swing trade videos on YouTube. Just search my name.
All right, guys. So I only have SMCI. Let's see if I'm going to get a stop out or not. It looks like it's kind of lost momentum.
Wow. NVIDIA just made low of day.
Yeah, NVIDIA is super weak. Yeah.
Wow.
Guys, stay away from Tesla. Tesla is not today. Is just not playing. It's just the algos moving it up and down a little bit. So I would stay away from Tesla. I just got out of it. It's just, it's going back up, but again, it's too tempting. Dell looks like it's recovering. Sometimes these stocks are gapping down like 10 to 15%. They stay above the VWAP, they slowly recover. So if you really wanted to sell off, you would have sell off in the first half an hour. So it is sometimes it's overreaction in the pre-market and it recovers. We've seen both ways. Like if you've seen that a stock that are gapping down continue all day, or the stock that are gapping down and then they come recover the volume weighted average price and continue goes higher.
It's kind of interesting. I'm looking at all the stocks that are red, and they're pretty much every one of on Avi's watch list, except for Tesla. NVIDIA red, AMD red, Apple red, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Google, or Alphabet. Every one of them in the red, which is kind of interesting. Kind of speaks to maybe a rotation of capital out of this Mag 7. Interesting. Moran Essen. What is Bitcoin doing? Oh, it's back up at 94,800.
95, yeah.
Trading Terminal.
Hood is hitting the scanner. Hood is going up. Very nice. So Robin Hood at 37. Can't believe this one
Guys,
was
if
like
you,
at $10.
yeah, guys, if you haven't checked out Trading Terminal, I know most of our members know about this, but Trading Terminal, pretty much every bit of information you'd want to know on the market is right there at your fingertips, and it's pretty much free right now. You've even got a scanner there that we provide, so you can, when Andrew talks about popping up on the scanner, he's just basically looking at the scanner that we provide with Trading Terminal. So definitely worth checking out. Coin is showing up on the scanner too, eh?
Coin is popping up. SXS is hitting the scanner as well.
Wow.
Coin is popping up.
Coin is ripping.
MSTR is up at 11%. Yeah, MSTR is going up 393. I want to know what happens with SMCI, because I have the long. My stop loss is just at the volume weighted average price, VWAP. See if he's going to stop me out or he's going to go higher. That would be very interesting. The volume is kind of dying off on it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of going to be the story of the day here. That as we get closer to the end of the day, people are going to be shutting their computers down, starting to think about traveling or shopping or cooking turkey.
Happy Thanksgiving, my American friends. I know it's a very big holiday. Love to,
huge.
See you enjoying time with family. And for those of you who are considering, trading, we have our Black Friday deal, which is, the best deal that we have. It's if you buy a Peak Capital Bootcamp starting in January or anytime that you are available, then you get 1 year access to membership and also simulator and a $50,000 funded training account. So that was a very popular program we had last year. So if you want to be part of our program, we have it until Friday. The information is on the website. No, unfortunately, we don't have the lifetime membership. But if you are already a lifetime member, then email me. Maybe we can give you a more discount on this because you don't need the BBT membership. And the reason for we stopped the lifetime membership is just, we need 2 members who are staying is just to cover some of the costs, because it's pretty expensive running a community and all those infrastructure and everything. So we need a lot of people come and go, obviously, because trading is something that people, has a high turnover. But the people who stay, we really need the recurring membership fee to run the community healthy and keep adding better and better tools.
Yeah. Paris is Paris trading NVIDIA. NVIDIA is really having some problems here. It is a little bit choppy, though. It's hard to, you get these pop back ups here and then they get stopped out because it makes higher lows where it pushes through a high here, and then you think, okay, it's reversing, and then it rolls over again.
Oh, NVIDIA?
So this is, I'm just looking at the chart on Bookmap. It's just, it had a nice sell-off right here, but then it came back up. It looked like as what would Paris say, the character of the price action has changed. It looks like it's going to come back up, and then it kind of rolls over again. This is a lower high from this one, and this may be putting in a lower high. We've got a big order at 133. Yeah, but it's, things are becoming more difficult to trade as the session goes on. For people in the
guys,
room,
so if you guys have a lifetime membership, email me. For additional discount for this deal. I know Sumit, you have been trading. You have a lifetime membership.
Yeah, for people that hang around in the room all day, you'll know one of our moderators, John Ratzilla, the Monzilla. See, it was his birthday last weekend. So
78.
Yeah.
78.
He has the honor of being our
Congratulations.
oldest moderator.
Yeah, definitely. 78. Still sharp, figuring out
Yeah,
hotkeys and
kicking.
everything. So
Still kicking.
So Friday, guys, I'm gonna miss trading. I'm flying on Friday to Colombia. It's a half trading day. I think Brian is there, so maybe another person who joins trading live. I think Pierre is a really good trader. He can join. Lenny, some of us. I'll be in Colombia Friday, and I know Megan mentioned that we might not have a lot of program, but we do try to we do the live trading. So I'm gonna we do that. We try to have most of our program as well, and a lot of our traders also not coming. Like I know Thor is not coming, and the Amen is not coming, so they will cover. Nathan is not coming, so the people who are not coming, Jared is not coming, so they're gonna make sure that the community is running and available for everybody. So don't worry about it that much.
Yeah, we will try to get some coverage.
Savvy.
And we will be trading from Colombia, so in the morning session.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to actually have in one room together, like 35 people. It's going to be really fun. I'm actually super excited. Trading all together is really fun. Carlos is also not coming, so we have a good coverage. So
I'm a little bit worried about bandwidth.
I think it should be okay. I think there's folks order the company to come and make sure give us enough bandwidth. I also have my Starlink here, so I got a pack for it too.
Sure.
My whole Starlink. Everything is included. Like I can go with this. Can we? My question is, can we take the Starlink inside the plane, or we have to check it in? Like this antenna, are they okay in the security? Has anyone done that?
Does it have a battery? Like, does it have a lithium battery?
They have a charger. No, it's just a big antenna.
Yeah, as long as there's no lithium battery, should be fine.
To what? Lithium battery? You can't check in.
To check it in.
No, I mean, if you have a lithium battery, you have to check it in. No, sorry, you have to take it to the...
You have to take it with you
plane,
if it has a lithium battery. Yeah. If it doesn't, then you can check it in.
Yeah. So how did you travel with it? Did you travel it, I think, flying Alaska? Did you travel it? Did you...
I'm sure Tesla.
Did you take it in with your... Right? The problem is most of the time I don't check in anything, so I usually take everything with me to carry on. Oh, okay, so you took the carry on. All right, so I'm long SMCI.
Covering,
if SMCI is
covering some Tesla here.
That's short.
Down at S3 right now. We're at low of day, so I'm covering some more here. So I expect it's going to bounce.
So I'm sorry. Let's see. SMCI hasn't stopped me out yet. Let's see if SMCI wants to go one more time. Test R4.
There's an S6 at there's an S6 on NVIDIA at 132.62. So I'd be looking for some support right there. Paris is short Tesla. Our man Paris.
Yeah.
Tesla Paris got pretty panicky on the when we were doing the briefing session for Colombia. He got quite worried that he wasn't going to have time to party.
Paris, yeah. Paris is SMCI hasn't stopped me out, so it's 10:14.
Yeah, I'll put up a crowd here.
This seems like also out of interest. Like SOXL, I think is kind of down to like I didn't really get back into SOXL again. It seems that the semis momentum is gone. Like SOXL is also kind of disgusting. Like AMD, we have this there 133.66 and then 132.15. Looks like this like SOXS is hitting the scanner. Let's see. This is the short of semiconductors, up 6%. I made so much money. One of the reasons that I bought my Lamborghini was this SOXL. And, I was in Tibet and trading this SOXL. And we made so much money on it that. All right, so SMCI is most likely going to stop me out now. Yeah, I'm going to get a stop down on SMCI, guys. I'm all out of it. So I have had a really nice run. These ads didn't really do anything for me. I had a pretty good day, guys. Very big, solid day. Tesla is selling off, guys. Let's see if we can get a reversal on Tesla. S4 would be interesting on Tesla, 333. Guys, I also wanted to ask a favor, if possible, from anyone. If anyone hasn't write a review for my book, I appreciate if you guys write it. I want to get to 18,000 reviews on Amazon. So if you see my screen, so right now it's at 17,829. So it's about 100 something. If anyone, I know it's a little bit too much to ask, but it would be nice if anyone hasn't write the review, an honest review, anything that you think is true. It would be nice to get to 18,000 review. That's one of my life goals. I appreciate if you can guys do it. Like you can, write anything. It doesn't have to be any crazy things. I really appreciate if you can guys do that. Like if right now we have 692 people watching on YouTube, we have 689 people in the chat room. So if only 10% of these guys do it, that would be nice. Yeah, Mo, I don't think we can actually. The Amazon is a little bit tricky into selling it as a bundle, and I really don't make any money out of it. It's more like a legacy. The problem is Thorbook and MikeBook, they're all under their own account. So, I can't really. Yeah, Sufi, I appreciate that. I personally never wrote a review in the market for anybody. So it's just like, I'm not that kind of guy who would do that, but I appreciate if anyone can do that for me. It means a lot. It's just 18,000 review. That would be really cool. Really appreciate that. So I put the link here. And you have to purchase the book. So I don't want any review. If you haven't read the book, I don't want unverified reviews. So honest review if you actually have that. All right, Tesla is going on. Tesla might be a bounce at S4 now.
Yeah, I'm just
setting
covering
off.
Covering the rest here. Ooh, that was a nice setup for short. I love the way Tesla trades. And it's such a great stock to trade with options too, because the options are really liquid. There's a lot of option trading going on with Tesla. So the spread between the bid and the ask is actually not outrageous.
So, guys, if you already have a membership and if you want to buy this PCT Black Friday deal, we're going to add 1 year extra to your expiry date. So, even if you have
Mhm.
6 months of membership, if you purchase it now, the 1 year is going to be added to your current expiry. So, it would be like, a year and a half from now. So, you don't need to have, that problem that you still have membership. You're not going to lose any membership that you've already paid. So Paris shorted NVIDIA. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
NVIDIA is-
Yeah, there's that. There's the bounce that I was talking about. Sort of just it did actually drop below 132.60. There was a big order right here. Right here.
So no, I didn't get the
132.
Mini. Mini is not available in to Canadians yet. I think they're probably low in supply. So I get the full one. But I wish I had the Mini. So Mike was trying to buy one Mini for me under his account and then ship it to me. But problem of my credit cards are addressed in Canada. So I don't know about.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I like to see that. I think Mini would be better for me, especially when climbing and stuff too. But it wasn't available, so even this one is not that bad. The problem is the power. Like a lot of mountains that I go, I mean, we have the issue of power. I think the Mini probably consumed less power, but sometimes we go to these
So
mountain huts. You have the power, but you just don't have internet.
so what's the trade-off with the Mini? It doesn't have it doesn't
Antenna
have
is
the
smaller,
reception.
so yeah, no,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
the antenna is smaller, so you get a little bit of less speed and less bandwidth. That's why,
Oh,
for
okay.
example,
Yeah, that's
Starlink
what
on the phone also
weird.
is going to be issued. The antenna is getting a smaller, weaker and weaker.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But yeah, potentially, I mean, it's very interesting. Like internet is getting better and better. I think we're going to see in the next 5 years or so, we're going to see internet super accessible to everybody. All right, Tesla is really getting destroyed, man. Let's see. I want to take a reversal on it, but it's a little bit too early. I think it's a little bit scary right now. So I'm all out of SMCI. SMCI lost the VWAP. I think SMCI is done. I had a really good day. So $57,000 profit. I don't think I'm going to take any other trade. That's actually, this trade was so nice that actually would be perfect for my book. The book is almost ready. So the book is about helping you. This new book is about the step-by-step of the trade, how to build a trade book. And then Mike is going to include some of the really good trade books that people also built in Epic Capital, like 4 or 5 examples of the trade books. Amazing trade books, people. So the idea of this new book is to walk you through how to actually build a trading system. Just opening range breakout to 920 is obviously just a strategy. It's like reading a Wikipedia about something. But this one, building a trade book, is actually like a working manual of how to actually do that. Right. So let's see if Tesla is doing. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely put my report. If I take my Starlink and I trade on that, maybe I'll make a video on that as well. So definitely would do that. For me, days 57,000 so far. So here's my profit and loss. You can see the SMCI obviously was the best one. I have only my VO position that is like I'm up 1.4 million on it. So that is the trade. Let's see if, potentially if we can get another bounce on Tesla. I was looking at the daily chart on Tesla. There is this November 18, 330. Maybe you can get a bounce from that. All right, so let's see if Tesla can do something. Gary's long NVIDIA. Let me see what NVIDIA is. Yeah, NVIDIA had it thrown, last 5 days has been really bad for NVIDIA after the earning. I think the earning was on November 21st. Oh, yeah. It's just Tesla.
Tesla's looks like it's coming down to 330.
We traded some CI art. That was really nice. Guys, we wanted to give you an account or laptop today to the YouTube people, but only 298 likes. If we can get to 500, maybe we can give a laptop.
That's not that's not great, given all the good trades we put in today.
It's okay. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. MCI is going back to red, I think. Jesus, setting off. Look at that volatility, man. It's gonna go red. All right, Tesla's gonna go to 330. I might actually get it long on Tesla, although I'm done for my day. But Tesla looks like 330 might be a level. Any question, guys? Any question about life in general, about trading? So I don't think I'm going to take any other trade. Maybe I take a reversal on Tesla at 330. But if anyone has any question, we can just get some questions. MSTR, 8% dropped. Yeah, it kind of looks like choppy. But getting a good trade is a little bit difficult getting later during the day. So volatility is kind of coming down. CrowdStrike was crazy in the pre-market. Anyone? 300 on Tesla. Yeah, so one I see Dimitri, nice trade. So Tesla, here is the situation on Tesla. On a daily chart, if you look into look at my screen. On a daily chart, like this looks like a
going to 330 on Tesla right now.
How's the book map saying on Tesla, Brian?
There's a big order at 330.
I mean, potentially you can get the below 330, maybe taking a long on it. So there is some sort of a level. There's also another one here, which is kind of around that area.
Here we go.
We'll see.
Still weak.
Yeah, it's super weak now. So I'm glad actually I got out of it. Let's see. Yes, 4 was 337. Let's see if we can. It's down 2%. Yeah, that's volatility.
I'm going to sell some 330 puts. It's my 330 puts that I have left. Here we go. Nice.
How much was your 330 puts?
What did I get for them? The 3 put. I just sold some at 450, but again at 380.
Idea to sell some puts in NVIDIA 330.
And I'm not. Just to be clear, I was long puts and I sold them, so I'm not shorting puts here.
330. Right now, puts on Tesla for November 29th is $4, huh?
Yeah.
Selling them, not a bad idea. Sell them $4.50. It goes down a little bit. Let's see what's going to happen. I might actually sell some puts.
I think if you're day trading, you're better. If you're day trading, it's better to just buy calls. If you're thinking long, there's the wipeout of that.
Oh yeah, it's the big drop on it. Yeah, I'm gonna get some long on it actually. Let's do shares. I'm gonna get long. Shit, I got a partial fill. Let's see what we're gonna get into that.
Get a bit of a bounce. There's some more orders downside, but they're 325, sort of next level.
All right, still going down, huh? I'm gonna add a little bit more on it here.
There's an S6 right here at 328.25.
Fuck, that's
Man, and three.
Yeah, I jumped in a little bit too early on it. Damn it.
There we go. See what it bounces here. It might bounce here. We just
what is this at?
328 at? 328.25. I think it's going to bounce here. Let's see. I'm not going to play it.
Volume.
Yeah. It looks like
add a little bit more on this. Let's see if you can get a bounce on it or not. I'm gonna add a little bit more on that. This is one of those trades that I might actually blow up my account. Go. Man, when they dump Tesla, they just dump it like no mercy, huh? Still super weak.
Yeah. So I'm trying to hold it here. Just still looks weak, man. It still looks weak. So it's still trying to bounce.
Let's see. I'm in there. Super big. Big size. Let's see if you can get a bounce, please. Please just get a bounce. Actually, might be live seeing Andrew blowing up his account. Come on, Tesla, bounce back. I swear to God, if I get out of it the break even, I am not doing this again ever. How's the bookmap doing on it now?
No, it doesn't, there's nothing. It's kind of a blank sheet here right now.
SPY, what's the market doing? Q's red, SPY red, I believe I'm still red. Market is also not super strong. Let's see. Come on. Bounce back. If I get out of break even, I swear to God, I'm not gonna touch this again.
I took one call option. I took one call option for you. in at 435.
Pushing it, huh?
Yeah. I got long one call option just for you.
I want a little bit more pop. I swear to God to get out of it. I swear to God I'm not going to do this again, trading. You're not helping, huh? Okay, so I'm going to get out of it. This is the chance of universe for me to get out of it. Yeah, I'm out of it, guys. At break even. Yeah,
there we go.
I'm not the D. But this is guys, this is not a good thing to do. Like this kind of catching the knife are generally end up in disaster. So that was the universe chance for me to get out of it. I'm all out of it.
That was good. That was a bit of a bounce trade. Yeah, it was a little bit dicey
Very
with the
dicey. No,
options.
no. It's most of my biggest losses ever was that kind of trying to catch these kind of
Catch
things.
it.
No,
Yeah,
don't do
yeah,
that,
yeah.
guys. Like I had no plan,
Well,
no stop loss. Yeah, it's
we had to have a stop loss at the low of day, which was, just the plan obviously was trading around this key of support level S6. Then a failure of that obviously would be your stop. But yeah, we are in a solid downtrend, so you're not playing this for a trend reversal. You're playing this for a oversold bounce. Short covering. See, look, it's going to go up a little more here.
I'm not gonna touch it. I got lucky. Honestly,
No.
this one was. Yeah, now it's making a new 5-minute high. Now it's getting a little bit better. So if it makes a double bottom, I might jump back in there. But it was a little bit too early jumping in there. This is
Yeah,
dangerous.
Nvidia is bouncing a bit here too.
Did anyone took a reversal on Tesla? Did you make
Wow.
any money
Look at that, eh? Look at that. Getting a bit of a big bounce here now.
on Tesla? Yeah,
Couple bucks.
SMCI is also bouncing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, Ayman, AI man, he did it. Let's see what's John trading coin. Wow, coin really sold off.
The Bitcoin is up over 95,000. One coin is also up. Yeah. Bitcoin, I think is gonna. Do you think it's gonna go back up to 100,000? I wouldn't be surprised if it does.
Probably going to retest it. Look at that. Megan just pointed out PLTR just lost PDC.
Ah, shit. PLTR is also super strong.
It's interesting, Qs are really going, like they are. I haven't looked at the Qs for a while. Solid downtrend. And even IWM is looking like it's
going to go red.
Red on the day.
All right, Tesla.
Much PLTR should bounce.
I want to touch this freaking Tesla or not, but
yeah, look at how it just dropped again. See, it's still in a downtrend, guys. Everything's in a downtrend. PLTR at S3 should bounce here. Wow, PLTR just did an R4 to S3. That's your Thor trade. If Thor took that one. Yeah, more downside on Tesla. Wow.
Oh, look at that. I'm so glad I didn't get out of it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Well, like I said, it was there for a good time, not a long time. Crowd rolling over.
You did that trade, Andrew, for educational purposes, right?
Yeah, I know, Brent. This was just, don't try it at home. The people who have been following me for a very long time, they know some of my really bad trades. I think Yelp was very similar to that. It was shorting it. It was a very strong stock. TNA started something like that. I had a couple of really big losses on these kind of things. What was the other one? Recently, there was another one that I just... it was Tesla. It was another one, Tesla, just after the election. I did it with the options, not with the shares. Car was one of them. Yeah, Rebel Car, yeah. This kind of catching the false... I mean, you can, if you have a strategy. Essentially, the whole idea is the trade book. If you have a trade book, like Amen, the exact entry, the stop loss and everything, but just something because it's dropped so much, buying it is not a strategy. And it was like that, my trade. That's why I quickly got out of it. Something, that's now what is happening right now is becoming like a double bottom. So now it's getting a little bit, gives you some level to work on that based on that. Like if I go long now, then I can actually put the stop loss a little bit more clear. Again, all depending on how you want to define your actually risk management. If you don't have risk management, you shouldn't be in that trade. Like when I'm buying at the low of the day, what's my stop loss? I am buying at the low of the day, like more low of the day. But in that case, then you have to give it enough time too. It's like because the stocks move a little bit, you can never catch the right at the bottom. So. MSTR, 10%, NVIDIA, garbage, SMCR went red, Brian. Can you believe this?
I know PLTR went red too. Yeah, look at the cues though. Look at the 5-minute chart is a disaster. It's a ski slope. A few moguls along the way. Thanks to our moderator Megan for waking up early, and she has to literally get up at like 3 a.m. to make sure she looks good for the camera.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, covering for Carlos, who's taking a few days for Thanksgiving.
Well, thank you, Megan.
Thank you.
We are very grateful. I am very grateful. Now it's Thanksgiving. I'm actually honestly and genuinely want to say I'm very thankful for all the members of this community. You've been trading together. If it wasn't for this community, I wouldn't have, have the discipline to wake up all the time because I have enough money. Like I would have, missed more days. But having this community actually is very fun trading with the community. We do the trips, we do the jokes, we get the ideas. Like today, somebody mentioned SMCI. Let me find it. I think it was Sahmid that, hey, SMCI might be a good time. It's actually not a bad idea to find that time. So having this, support and, tips and everything is amazing. Like I owe this $59,000 today to the member who mentioned SMCI. It's like you have 1,000 eyes on the markets and then they give you the tips. Like I'm trying to find it. The time was 9:37. Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
I think you gave me PLTR. I heard you mention PLTR, and I looked at it and then watched it for that pullback and got in. So yeah.
So, I can actually send you. Look at the. I found it. So let me show it to you. So here it is. Let me bring it. Ah, shit. Yeah, let me bring it here. See, this is for today. Look at this, guys. At 6:37, look at that. Samit said SMCI now, maybe. Do you see that? Let me send it to you, Brand.
I got your
so
screen.
We can actually share it with you. Yeah, you got my screen. Yeah.
Yep.
So it says now SMCI now maybe, and then that was actually the thing that hit my thing. Oh, let me take a look at that. I wasn't watching it, and here it is, like at 6:38, and right actually at 9:37. So I'm in the Pacific time zone. I took the trade, then I added more. So that's actually super interesting. Like if it wasn't for Samit, like I didn't have the 60 grand profit. So it's amazing. Like somebody else is watching it. So that's the beauty of this community, and that's why I love it.
Yeah.
It's just it's amazing that somebody is looking at it and then tell you. Thank you, brother. Samid is in Arizona. I think one day I got to see him.
Could be
you're here.
Could be a short on NVIDIA. It's kind of 9:20 trade here.
What is Tesla doing?
I am not going to take that trade just because had a pretty good day.
I should give you some of it, and Samid, like my ex-wife has ordered over all of my assets. I barely have. I can buy grocery for myself without her lawyers calling me. So, yeah. Until we get the separation, she has orders over everything that I have. So, I wish I could do too. Dude, I thought that it's over because our trial is in 2 months. I thought, okay, it's over. We are already disclosed and everything. And then her lawyer emailed me again and said, oh, please provide all the recent documents about your life. And they can ask for everything, your even grandparents' bank account. You know, you're obligated to provide. And shit, now they're going to see the Lamborghini and everything. Like, I guess, where's this Lamborghini? The bank account.
Should have put it in Brian's name.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. Oh, I thought it's over. I said,
Yeah.
oh, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it. They're not gonna ask again. Like, we're gonna go to trial very soon. Like, so fuck, shit. We're gonna see. The judge is probably. They're usually very sympathetic with the assholes. You know, like. I said, what? You guys in Lamborghinis? This girl doesn't have anything. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like my lawyer said, yeah. I mean, the judicial system is usually very sympathetic with the person who makes less money. I said, well, isn't it the whole purpose of justice system not to be sympathetic, like based on law?
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, probably they're watching me right now.
Could be taping you, recording you.
All right, NVIDIA is piping down.
Yeah, NVIDIA was good. I kind of lied. I waited till it filled this 133 order and shorted it, but I don't really think it's going to drop much here.
And you're shorting it as a 920?
Yeah, as a sort of a 920. I wanted it to get to 133 because I kind of figured at that point it would sell. So just a scalp. Kind of already covered half. So I'm just going to, if it goes to 133 again, I'll get out the rest. Kind of looks like
Jan signed up for Peak Capital. Congrats. Welcome, Jan. Let me show you some of the capital trade books that these are some of the best Peak Capital trade books that we have in my screen. Let me also share it for you two brands. So if you want to take a look at it, I don't know if you have access to that or not. So what we do in the Peak Capital Bootcamp, we're going to help you build your own trade book. Like, for example, let's go, I build a trade book. So obviously the trade book has to have all the technology, strategy, and psychology that you have. What kind of hotkeys you want to use, what kind of journal and everything. So, everything. Like, for example, the daily stock selection criteria. So he worked through this, finding all these criteria, defining the hotkeys. So this is a very, very nice trade book. It's very, very impressive. What kind of hotkeys he's using. What are the trading rule that has for stock selection. How to find a scanner. This one looks like a scanner from TradingView. All these RSI, like for example, personally I don't use RSI, but this one is a stoichiometric from TradingView. So all these rules, what are the indicators, what's the confirmation that he's looking for, is the grading. It's amazing. This is really, really nice trade book. So all these grading points that he does for himself to really find the best outcome, making really great trades. So that's one of them. So we help you to build it through through this program. Like this one is Safin. So it's the same thing. These are some of the best ones that we have. So a screenshot of the charts. What are they really looking for? This is really a trade that he did, and then journaling, and all of these strategy valuation that they have. So this is what we do. Help you with the captains and team captains to build it. Susan is going through that, gives you feedback. These are very quite impressive ones, and maybe we could publish some of them for you to. It was going to be in my book, and then maybe we can actually publish some of them for you to get a better understanding of how they work. So this is for David. Even he puts the hotkey buttons. Like, this is super interesting. Like, the hotkeys that he's using is even in his that's very important part. This is just a screenshot of the orders that he defined, the hotkeys that he defined, by 50% stop loss and everything. The journal entry, everything. So it's a very, very interesting, like, even for example, for Camarilla pivot points, like from S6 to R6, so selling zone, buying zone. This is really impressive, actually. I have to look into that. The pivot relationships on a daily chart. So these are the type of things that we are helping you in the Peak Capital Bootcamp to actually build it. Because again, having a strategy is like reading something on Wikipedia, like how gas chromatography works. Like, for example, like here, for example, if you go to Wikipedia and say, hey, okay, gas chromatography, you can actually read the basics of gas chromatography, okay, so how it works and stuff. But it doesn't really tell you how to use a machine. If somebody gives you this machine, you don't know how to turn it on, because that's not part of the whole thing. But Tradebook is the one that actually helps you how to open and operate this one. It's like a manual for you. It's what maybe my first book was some sort of a Wikipedia stuff. The Tradebook is going to be that how you actually execute your strategy. What are the details of that? And the good thing about it is when you go through building it, you don't need to use it. A lot of people say, well, I can't make a trade, have a book next to me and just look at it. And no, by the time that you build it and practicing it in 3 months, then you are really, I don't need, when I'm trading like a 5 minute open range breakup or engulfing, like this one looks like an engulfing. SMCI is a 5 minute engulfing, or 1 minute open range breakup. I don't need to look at my manual. No, it's just a muscle memory. Nobody is looking at a manual and driving a car because you're just good understanding it.
Right.
So the bootcamp is 3 months, Mike. I like Jackie, the recipe example too. Yeah, building a recipe, but by the time that you have developed your recipe, you don't need it anymore. You just do it, and sometimes tasting it and just make sure that's okay, it's working.
Just covering some more of my short on NVIDIA. I said I wasn't going to do this trade, but it's too tempting.
Iron is over trading. It's kind of a 920 on NVIDIA, huh?
Yes, it's exactly a 920. I knew it was going to go a bit above there. I was looking at that 133. You could see here on Bookmap, there was an order at 133. The 20 moving average was right around here, but I kind of figured it was going to go up here and go through 133, and that's where I shorted it.
Yeah.
So it's come back down to the 20, which is where I'm kind of expecting. That's why I'm covering some here.
Wow, that's amazing, Paris. Very nice. Paris, can you also share your SMCI trade? Because I'd like to put it maybe potentially in today's recap and maybe in the book. Yeah, I think Avi has the potential to write an options trading book. Maybe I'll write it for him. Just get help because I'm pretty good at fast and writing, and I like writing. Maybe I can get all the information from Avi and we can co-author one together. Yeah, Avi is just killing it. He's a pretty good trader. I think Avi is probably one of the best options day trader in the industry. Like someone so transparent. Like I know in this industry, so many people. I know every scam. I know every good trader. Like I've been in this industry for a long time. Avi is perhaps one of the best options day traders.
Yeah, but trading options really, you really have to, trading options. The options part of it is just the tool. You've really got to understand, as Andrew was just talking about, you really got to have a playbook, and you've got to know what you're trading and why you're trading it. Because if you understand options but don't understand why you're getting in and out of a position, that's a guaranteed way to lose a lot of money in a hurry. Because options, if they move against you, I mean, they can, it's great. Options are a great way to make money because you're highly leveraged. But that knife cuts both ways. So you can really, like I said, you can really lose a lot of money really quickly if you're not understanding why you're trading something, whether it's a stock or an
risk
option.
management.
Yeah.
Risk management is very, very important in options. Like I've been, burned so many times. So risk management is the main thing.
Yeah. And if you're interested in options, just learning about it, and I actually have a chapter on day trading options, but you can actually check out my book on options trading. It's on Amazon, how to trade. It's called How to Trade Options. It's easy to remember.
Yeah, let me post the link for your options book here as well. So it makes a good holiday reading. It's pretty easy. Brian's it's pretty easy as well. So easy read. And some books I can't really finish them. Like I started some books like Nassim Taleb, for example. He has some books and it's so difficult to finish. It's a very academic style. But our books are usually pretty easy to read. You can read it sitting it down on one setting.
Before we end the show, maybe you can talk about Colombia a little bit more. What are you doing? What's on the list?
So Colombia, we're gonna have 1 week in Colombia with members and team, part of the team, and also a lot of members. So we're gonna visit a couple of cities in Colombia, and then we also have trading together. I think it's the Eastern time zone. So we wake up, we start with yoga at 6 to 7, and then really nice chef prepared breakfast for us. And then we trade in the room for a couple of hours. We're going to make sure that, have the videos on the internet, sharing it with you. And then, so for 1 week, it's a very interesting, like Pierre, Lenny, they live down there. So a lot of people are going. I go Friday. A bunch of people are coming, Saturday and Sunday. So it's nice. So let's keep it a secret for you. Just follow us on social media and make sure that I post enough, and you'll see what we're doing. And thanks for everybody who came and trusting. And it would be very interesting to have that. So we have a lot of traders are coming, like Scott and Nick and Phil. A lot of them I know them. I met them before, so these are already old members that have been trading for a very long time. Is anyone here in the chat room that is coming? Yeah, so I know Carl Kling. Yeah, listening to Nassim is very difficult. It's an amazing guy, but it's really difficult. And Lex Friedman. I don't know how this guy, Lex Friedman, is so famous. I just don't know. He's the worst podcaster ever. I don't know how this guy just has so many followers.
Yeah, really.
JC, there won't be any meetup in Medellin. So it would be, because our schedule is pretty full, so there won't be any public meetup or anything, just I don't know. I mean, Lex Friedman, listened to his questions and his follow-ups are not smart. Like Joe Rogan is really smart. Like in his follow-ups and comments and stuff, he really traps people if he wants to, mess with them, or if the conversation is entertaining. He's just taking the direction of the conversation to a very. Did you see how he? Did a podcast with President Trump? It's really amazing. Like he started, first of all, he never said Mr. President. He didn't treat him, special. And then he started with White House. What was your feeling when you entered the White House? Like, and Trump was really nice. He explained, how, the White House is, and, it was so surreal entering the White House and everything. Like Lex Friedman is asking a bunch of questions written from ChatGPT. his follow-ups are horrible, as he's just not invested in the strategy. I don't know how this guy has that. I mean, it's my opinion. Obviously, my opinion doesn't matter. Like, I mean, this is Joe Rogan is a very powerful, podcaster. Like one time he was doing podcasting with Mike and I were watching it. Was it Peter Thiel? He really trapped him in. He was saying some nonsense, and he really asked a question. He really trapped Peter Thiel, and then Peter Thiel was literally for 2 minutes was like, no. Like I love that. Like I don't say nonsense. Like, but I don't know. It's not my opinion. It doesn't matter. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. It was funny, President Trump was saying that when he entered White House, he said it's so beautiful. He said, like, I built luxury all my life, but the White House beauty is something else. Like, I never thought about that. He says, just that place is so beautiful, like the furnitures and everything. And then you talked about Lincoln bedroom. It was amazing. Like, I like that conversation was going there. I was talking about how Lincoln bed is so big because Lincoln himself was a very tall person. And then there's a picture of Lincoln that he died early. So it's still next to, things. And it was a very interesting perspective. Like, he didn't, Joe Rogan didn't ask, okay, Mr. President, what's your plan for America? No, he said, tell us what you felt when you entered the White House. He said, yeah, I mean, it was amazing. I was never a politician. I went there. It was just surreal. It was like, I couldn't believe entering the White House. And it was so beautiful, everything. It was a very interesting. Right. Anyways, so Spy.
Yeah, Nvidia's coming back up. The Qs are still at low of day. Wow.
All right, Spy is going down. What's Tesla doing? Tesla is coming down. Tesla is doing a 920. Okay, it's 11, guys. Yeah. I think I had a pretty good day. We'll do. Yeah. Maybe we can do doing a recap. What do you think about a recap?
We can do that.
Yeah, let's do a recap. I like we have some stuff. We haven't done recap for a while. Let's do a recap. Brian, you want to stay for the recap?
Sure.
All right, perfect.
God, I did so many trades today. Look at that. What a rejection by Nvidia. Yeah.
All right, so the recap, interesting. All right, guys, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Today was a really great trading day for me, thanks to SMCI. We had a really massive move on SMCI, the community. It turned out to be a super, super nice trade. And I want to do this recap especially because the reason that we took SMCI trade was, someone in the chat room mentioned that, hey, look at SMCI. SMCI wasn't on watch list, but I wasn't actually watching it in the first few minutes at the open. Someone mentioned that, and I jumped into trading it with Brian, with Paris, and it turned out to be a nice trade. So let's take a look at it. And also try to mess around with Tesla. It was very difficult. I also traded very reckless trade book on it, and I was actually lucky that I didn't really blow up on Tesla. So here's the deal. So on, let me bring this one. Let me bring so right at 9:37, one of our traders, Sahmid, he called so 6:37, which is the Pacific time zone. That would be 9:37. He called, hey Andrew, look at SMCI maybe now. And as soon as he mentioned that, I know Samit is pretty good. He usually, says a lot of interesting things. As soon as he did mention that, I just jumped, look at SMCI, and I realized that, wow, SMCI, when almost red came up on a 5-minute chart, it was looking like becoming like an engulfing. So this is a 5-minute coming up above the VWAP, it's forming an engulfing pattern. This is one of my favorite strategies. It's forming, it hasn't formed it yet, forming like an engulfing. And I looked at it, the order flow was going up. It was super bullish, and I saw some asks stacking up. Again, I have the screenshots as well. So I went long. The stop loss would be just below the VWAP. And as you see, we broke up this level 35.50. We saw the asks stacking higher and higher and higher. I added more on the pullback all the way up to 37. And then I started to adding a little bit here. And then eventually I got stopped out at the break even. And, we realized that we got this 6-7, I think it was almost 6-7% move that we got from here. So this was the stop loss. So some sort of a stop loss. And as you see here, a 2R first partial, 3R first partial, and then I added heavy on that, 4R, 5R, 6R move, something like that. That turned out to be a super, super nice trade. In terms of a strategy, what is this trade book? Again, this is something that I'm actually writing in my book. It kind of become like a 5-minute open range breakup or bullish engulfing. So what we have here is the bullish engulfing is a very powerful pattern on a 5-minute chart. I'm going to actually talk about it in my new book. So it was becoming like a bullish engulfing. As soon as it came above the VWAP, of course, the risk management is also super important. You can't just jump into anything without really knowing a stop loss. And then the ads were also super, super nice. But also I have a couple of more screenshots. Let me show you a couple of more screenshots. So here's another screenshot that I have. So this one is at 9:41. So this screenshot is very important because it does show my reasoning for going in there and my reasoning for adding more on that. So as you see here, the 9:37 here, Samit called it. I looked at it and it sees coming up. The volume is picking up. I went long and then I added more. Again, my stop loss was somewhere around here, probably below this one, 35.90, like 20 cents. And Europe went up. And these are the things that I'm looking at. Brian also mentioned huge asks stacking up on Bookmap. The level 2 on DAS doesn't really show all the way up to 37, but as you see here, this is a very, very bullish sign. It's a huge ask. The big ask is a very bullish sign. So that's why I held it all the way up to 35.50. We had that 35.50, 36, and as you see here, it's 9:43, 9:41. It's like 2 minutes after I entered the trade. And then we have another one too here. That's another one, 9:42. It's a boom. So it popped up about 36, and then now the asks are stacking up at 36.10. There's also here, and we have another one at 36, but because the pattern was super bullish, so I was expecting that this one continued to going higher and higher and higher. So again, the strategy is based on the chart pattern. We look at the chart pattern. The risk management is super important. There is no strategy without the proper risk management. In this particular case above the VWAP, you can put your stop loss just a little bit below the VWAP. Not exactly right at VWAP because you are going to test the VWAP. You have to give it a little bit of room. But in this case, 35.10 to 35.90, like you can get it 20 cents to 30 cents. And then how much you're getting in return, like you get from 35, you get $2. So that's a huge risk to reward. Like we sold all the way up to 37. So that was a really nice trade, very profitable. And when you find this kind of very volatile, highly volume, really good order flow stocks, you can actually go significantly heavier on that. I think Paris did a very nice trade on that as well. Paris actually got a little better entry. So let's take a look at the Paris trade as well. So again, people look at the patterns differently. So this is the Paris trade. So again, he jumped in a little bit earlier. He got stopped out. As soon as he came back up, he went long again before me. So, long tier 1 for the break of 5 today, then added tier 2. Paris in his course also talks about has peer. And then he got this move going up and bring the yellow. So he got this move up all the way up to 37 final exit. I'm surprised actually he got out because usually Paris adds. I added here, but usually Paris adds on this pullback. I don't know why he didn't add. Maybe in the chat room he can explain. But then again, we did this consolidation and then boom, we dropped. So, and that's good. You just want to be in one of these big moves. And again, this is a crazy move from 34.70 all the way up to 37. This is like a 10% move. This is crazy in a few minutes. Such a move. So we had a really, really profitable trade on that. Again, I owe this one to the community. And then Tesla was very difficult to trade, especially I tried to catch a reversal on Tesla without any plan. So, we had this 330 level and 327 level. So I jumped in a bit early. I added more on the way down. This is like averaging down. And then as soon as I got a chance, I got out of it because these are usually the recipe for disaster. And I really regret doing that. I'm going to try to, at the open, to try to trade it a little bit. So it was really choppy. And I'm not going to get into that. I went long, I got stopped out, did a quick short on it. Brian also took a really nice short on that here. But Tesla overall was.
I took a bunch of shorts on Tesla during the day, but when it really started to break down at around 10:05, I've seen Tesla do this before, test PDC a couple times, and then usually third time it'll really start to break down. And Bookmap was telling me there were a lot of levels here that had large pockets of liquidity. So really got me some nice moves there, profit. So yeah, Tesla once it started to break down, really traded very cleanly. Very nice trade.
Yeah, I kind of did a 920. So 920 is a trade that you can actually short it based on 2-minute chart. So this was like some sort of a 920. You could trade it, but it looks like market has found some sort of a bottom. So, but that was a really big drop, and we got to be careful when you're trying to catch these falling knives. Essentially, these reversals, you got to be super careful because that can destroys your life very fast, very fast. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. So we are having special sales for our community. So I'm going to also put it here. So obviously we have the TED event and our main trading summit next year, March 29th to 31st for 3 days. So we're gonna, discuss that later. But for those of you who are interested to take your trading to the next level, again, there's so much potential, especially after, the election. There's so much potential, but you got to know how to trade. This is very important. You have to know how to trade. You have to know how to manage your risk. You have to know how to select the stocks. And we have, a special membership that we usually don't have it. This one comes with one Peak Capital Trading Bootcamp for 3 months that you work with captains and team captains to develop your trade book. Has a $50,000 funded training account. It also has 1 year of BBT membership. So even if you're a member, if you purchase this one, you get to select one bootcamp, either January or May or September, depending on which one you want to be available. And then we add 1 year of membership for you. So I think that last year we had this one. It was a pretty interesting, a lot of people sign up. And so, yeah, this is it. And I know tomorrow is Thanksgiving. And, if anyone is interested, we have it until Friday. So Friday, so tomorrow the market is closed. Friday, we have trading, but it's going to be a half day. So it might be a little bit lighter volume, but still could be, there is a lot of potential. Like I'm not really buying into these half days or not really trading. The volatility comes at any time. So we've had some really good trading days, like at the end of the summer when everybody says, oh, traders are at the beach, not at the beach, but pretty good. So if you have any question, guys, about any of our memberships, what is included, what is not included, feel free to, guys, email me, and we're happy to answer any questions. Since that the market kind of, plateaued. We had a really massive run on the S&P 500. Obviously, we are now near all-time high. Really, nice moves, same. Still off today, but still pretty good. IWM, which is the 2000 small cap, essentially garbage companies, that also broke out. So after the election, so things are doing pretty good for stock market now, and crypto back above 95,000. So we might go and test 100,000 again. So super interesting. And next week we are in Colombia with a lot of our traders. We're super excited to see you guys in Colombia. For those of you who are coming, happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll catch y'all next on Friday, half day.
Yeah, thanks, friends.